Delhi Sultanate history minor. Iltutmish is a real founder of the Delhi Sultanate. All about Qutbuddin, all through Qutbuddin found the Delhi Sultanate. Iltutmish 1211 से 12 सदी से he regarded as the real founder. He transferred a weak military conquest into a stable and organized state. After coming to power, Iltutmish sur, su, su, surprised rebellions, suppressed rebellions of nobles and rivals, and, and rivals, and rivals, and rival climates, and consolidate the Sultanate territories. One one of the most one of the most was obtained reco, reco, recognition from the Absad Chi- Kalif, Absad Kalif, which give religious and political legitimacy to the Delhi Sultanate. He strengthened the the administrative system, organized organized the nobility, and effici- effi- efficiently implemented the ICTA system for revenge for revenue, estimated the ICTA system for revenue and military econ- management, implement the ICTA system for revenue and military management. Iltutmish introduced standard coinage coinage. Iltutmish introduced standard standard coinage. Iltutmish introduced Iltutmish standard coinage such as silver thanka, and copper jista, which improved economic stability. Economic stability. He also made Delhi the permanent capital and Delhi permanent capital and completed the Qutub Minar symbolic Islamic authority. He nominated Jazia Sultan as a successor, showing his belief in merit over tradition. Merit over tradition. He believed merit over tradition. Conclusion. Iltutmish conclusion. Lead lead strong political, administrative, and economic foundation. Iltutmish lead lead strong political, administrative, and economic foundation. Therefore, therefore, he is rightly considered the real founder of the Delhi Sultanate. Real founder of Delhi Sultanate. Balban theory of kingship. Ten mask. Balban theory. Balban theory of kingship. Ten mask. बलबन 1266 1266 से 12 266 से 287 CE of Mamluk dynasty of Mamluk dynasty believe in a strong and centralized monarchy. monarchy. His theory of kingship was based on absolute authority, absolute authority, discipline and fear, discipline, discipline and fear. He believed He declared the Sultanate as Jile Ilahi. He declared the Sultan. He declared the Sultan Jile Ilahi. Jile Ilahi, so the shadow of God. Jile Ilahi, means the shadow of God, and emphasized that real power was divinely, divinely sen- sensed, divinely sensed. Balban introduced strict court discipline. Balban introduced Balban introduced Balban introduced strict Balban introduced strict court discipline, enforcing Sijda, introducing custom like Sijda, pros, pros, prostration, prostration. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year too. By discipline and fibos, sajda and fibos, kissing fibos मतलब the kissing the feet of sultan, kissing मतलब fibos मतलब kissing the feet of sultan. He kept nobles under strict control. And crushed rebellions ruthlessly, ruthlessly, ruthlessly. To maintain law and order, to maintain law and order, he strengthened the army and protect the northwest for foreigner against Mongol threat. Foreigner against Mongol threat. Mongol threat. He he reorganized the administration and emphasized justice. He organized the administration and emphasized justice. Through his through his justice was harsh. Through his justice was harsh. However, his rigid politics. Through his rigid politics, dis, discouraged noble participation and weakened the Sultanate. After that, his weakened the Sultanate after his death. Conclusion: Balban theory strength royal authority. Conclusion: Balban theory strength royal authority. Balban theory strength royal authority. Sajda और Babus. Balban theory strength royal authority, but executive absolute absolutism absolute created long term stability. Range of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Range of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Tera, the range of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक रेंज ऑफ मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक 1325 से 1351 was one of the most controversial ruler of the Delhi Sultanate. Most controversial. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was one of the most controversial ruler of Delhi Sultanate. He was highly educated and ambi- ambitious, but failed due to im- impractical impractical politics. Politics. His major experiment includes the transfer of capital. His major experiment includes the transfer of capital Delhi to Daulatabad. Introduction of token currency and heaven heavy taxation in the Doab region. Heavy taxation in the Doab region. These these measure were theoretically sound but poorly implemented, causing roads, causing roads, economic crisis and public suffering. These measures were theoretically these measures theoretically sound, but these measures theoretically sound. These measures these measures were theoretically sound, but poorly poorly implement, causing roads, economic crisis, and public suffering. Despite failure, despite failure, despite failure, he maintained a strong army, encouraged scholars, and aimed at administrative reforms. And aimed aimed at administrative reforms. Administrative reforms. His reason witnessed the widespread rebellions, weakening the Sultanate authority. Conclusion: Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a visionary ruler whose fail result whose failures resulted from lack of practical execution. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was visionary ruler whose failure result from whose fails resulted this pro, from lack of practical education education. Range of range of achievement of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Range and achievement of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. फिरोज शाह तुगलक 1351 से 1388 से 88 इसी following a particularly follow a policy and space and welfare welfare policy follow a policy and peace and welfare फिरोज शाह तुगलक 1351 से 13 फिरोज शाह तुगलक 1351 फिरोज शाह तुगलक 1351 से 1388 फिरोज शाह तुगलक 1351 से 1388 फिरोज शाह तुगलक 1351 से 1388 follow a followed a followed a policy follow a policy of follow a policy of peace and welfare. He focused on improving agriculture by building clans building canals, promoted education through madrasa and sta- stabilized hospital. Dar Dar us Siba Dar us Siba Dar us Siba. He abolished several harsh taxes. He abolished several harsh taxes. He abolished he abolished several he abolished several harsh taxes, helped a poor and founded new cities. Help He abolished harsh taxes, helped a poor and and found new cities like Firozabad, J- Juna, Jaunpur, Firoz Shah Jaunpur, Jo, Firoz Shah Jaunpur, and his, he found new cities like Firozabad, Jaunpur, and Hisar. He repaired all most monuments like encouraged learning. Encouraged. He repaired all monuments and encouraged learning. And encouraged learning. And encouraged learning. However, he allowed hereditary succession successions of Iktas. However, he allowed hereditary successions of Iktas, which weakened central authority and improved nobles. Conclusion. Firoz Shah, Firoz Shah, Firoz Shah welfare, Firoz Shah welfare policies. Conclusion. Firoz Shah welfare policy brought peace and ele- escalate political decline and escalate political decline and escalate political decline. पकड़े हो रोहन, तुम्हारा डाउट 100% जेन्युइन है। और नंबर से नीचे के आंसर 10 मार्क्स लेवल के नहीं लगाए हैं। एग्जाम में 10 मार्क्स के लिए डेप्थ एंड एग्जाम्पल एनालिसिस चाहिए। फिरोज शाह तुगलक 1351 से 1388 was one of the most notable ruler of the Tughlaq dynasty. Unlike his predecessor Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his predecessor, his predecessor Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firoz, Firoz Shah followed a policy of peace. Unlike his predecessor Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firoz Shah followed a policy of peace and Public welfare. His his range marked a shift from empirical expansion to internal consolidation. One of his great achievement was the development of irrigation. His consequences his he constructed several canals. One of his greatest achievement was development of irrigation. He constructed several canals for for from the Yamuna and Satluj river, which greatly improved agriculture productivity, which 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 greatly improved agriculture productivity. These canals ins- increased increased revenue and help farmers. These canals increase revenue and help farmers. Firoz Shah also found many new cities such as Firozabad, Haras. Firoz Shah also found new cities such as Firozabad, Hisar, Jaunpur, Fatehabad, which promote urban growth, which promoted urban growth. He introduced important social welfare measures. His, he introduced important welfare measures. Hospitals दूर है फिर हाँ हाँ फोन नंबर Measure madrasa measure welfare measures measure welfare measure hospital दूर दूर उस इस्लाम madrasa madrasa orphanage and marriage instance assistance marriage assistance for poor girls marriage assistance poor girls were established. Abolished harsh taxes he, he abolished hard taxes Gaz e Sari Sarai and Charai Gaz e Sarai introduce a burden on pants pants introduce a burden pants in administration Firoz Shah regu- regularized regularized the ICTA system, regularized the ICTA system, and allow hereditary sections allow hereditary sections of office through his policy brought to short-term stability. It weakened central authority through his policy brought his short-term stability. It weakened it weakened central authority. It weakened central authority in the run. It weakened central authority in the long run. Through his policy brought short-term stability. It weakened central authority in the long run. He also required all monument. He also repaired all monuments, introducing a Qutub Minar. Qutub also repaired all monuments, introducing the Qutub Minar and promoted education by praising scholars. Patronizing scholars. Conclusion Firoz Shah Tughlaq range of remembered for welfare, peace, and development, but his work central control has sustains the decline of Delhi Sultanate. Destiny. This disintegrate disintegrate of Sayyid and Lodi dynasty. Disintegrate of Sayyid and Lodi dynasty. Denmark. Decline of Delhi Sultanate accelerated during accelerated during the Sayyid and Lodi period. The Sayyid dynasty 1400 Sayyid dynasty 1400 से 1400 से कौन से come to power after Temur invasion. Come to power after Temur invasion. The Sayyid rulers lacked independence and rule as normal normal governors under Temur's successors. Their authority was limited to Delhi. Their authority was limited to Delhi, and its in its surrounding areas were provinces like Bengal, Gujarat, and Malwa become independent. This authority was limited to the Delhi and surrounding areas. surrounding area wild province like surrounding area wild province like Bengal, Gujarat, Malwa become independent. लोधी dynasty 15 लोधी dynasty 15 से लोधी 1451 से 14 15 26 26 सी founded by Bal, Bah- Bahlol Lodi. Founded Lodi dynasty Bahlol Lodi. Founded by Bahlol Lodi. Attempt to restore the attempt to restore the Sultanate power. Sikandar Lodi strength administration and expand theory, theory expand theory. However, the Afghan tribal structure created internal rebellions, rebellions, rivalry, rivals. Afghan nobles resisted centralization. Resisted centralization. Under Ibrahim Lodi, under Ibrahim Lodi, relation between the Sultanate under Ibrahim Lodi, under Ibrahim Lodi, relation between the Sultanate and nobility was worsened, worsened. His his atomic nature, alienated Afghan chief, leading leading them to invite Babur to invade India in 2015 in 2000 in 1526 CE in 1526 CE Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat ending ending the Delhi Sultanate. Hmm. Conclusion: weak leadership, internal conflict, and lack of unity lead the disintegrate of Sayyid and Lodi dynasty. Mughal invasion and there एक दो तीन चार पाँच छः Mughal invasion their impact on Delhi. Mughal invasion caused by got serious external threat has five from the centuries onward. Mongol has repeatedly attacked from northwest, fortress, fortress of India during the reign of Harun Khilji. Strong military measures successfully choked Mughal events. However, the most devastating invasion occurred in 1398. Under Temur, Delhi was brutally less thousand were killed and the cities and the cities economically collapsed. A collapsed administrative march machinery broke down and central authority was destroyed. After the Temur invasion, provincial governor professional governor declared independence and Delhi lost control over the territories. The Sayyid rulers and who followed and weak and suspended Temur's successor. Conclusion: Mongol invasion, especially Temur attack, state centered, centered and political and economic and economic strength of Delhi Sultanate and, uh, st- and started the decline.